officers with the fire department and with the police department responded to a person having a cardiac incident. And the person wasn't doing very good, to say the least. Officer Gonzalez got there first. He can't be with us today due to a schedule conflict, so he couldn't be with us. But I do want to recognize, if she'll come up, let's do Scott first. Scott, come on up here, buddy. All right, during this incident, firefighter Scott Brooks, he was adamant in helping all units on scene. He kept the energy going. He kind of managed the scene for everybody as they were going through. And the person going through the cardiac event, they're alive today because of their efforts of these firefighters. And so I want to give this award. All right. All right. This is my own design, and I'm no designer, but this is for firefighter Scott Brooks. All right. And what I got wrote here is he was crucial in successful resuscitation of a patient experiencing a cardiac arrest. From what I read in the report, he kind of took a little bit of leadership role there, controlled the scene. He coordinated with other first responders as they got there, which is crucial. So I want to present that to you, Scott. All right. The second one I want to go with is Ms. Johnson. Firefighter Johnson, one of our best firefighters. And I'll briefly read. And this, what I'm reading from is what the sergeant on scene who responded with them, because I wasn't there. So I'm relying on my guys to tell me what happened. And they highlight these for me, so I wasn't there. So if my presentation is brief, because I physically wasn't there. So I'm relying on what my sergeant has relayed to me. But I thought it was important enough that I wanted mayor and council and the public to know what these officers and firefighters are doing. Ms. Johnson, he wrote, this is what my sergeant wrote, should be praised for her leadership in this event. Not only recognizing the patient's status was changing, but for directing other officers to remove the patient's shirt, the tools, her own involvement within the ambulance and in the front yard, assisting EMS and doing what they do. He says, I believe she stayed with EMS and went to the hospital. Is that correct? So I imagine that you continue these actions even though the sergeant didn't witness them. So I want to recognize this. And all this goes in their personnel file to show the outstanding work that these folks are doing for us. And I know I got your name right. All right, thanks. All right, and I've got one more on this incident. I got another incident too. It'd be very brief. Mr. Stephen Melton, come on up here. He's dressed for a calendar shoot. Come on up here. All right, I want to read this. This is again what my sergeant wrote to me. Firefighter Melton's quick actions and with the AED, everybody kind of knows what that is, AED. No doubt in the sergeant's mind that patient's alive today because of all these actions. He was also inside the ambulance assisting with EMS, giving medical aid that made that job easier. My understanding is you also drove the ambulance to the hospital. And see that? EMS is in the back of the ambulance having to do their thing. He sees they can't get to the hospital in time to the next level of patient care, so he jumps in there and takes off with them, slinging everything around. And again, though the sergeant didn't witness any further actions, I'd imagine that when you got to the hospital, there's probably some other things you could assist with. I want to give you this. Make sure I gave you the right one.
Oh, you don't want that.
All right. And I've got one of my officers was actually involved in that incident. I'll kind of brief that. He couldn't be here because, again, their schedules rotate so often, he just couldn't physically be here. It's Officer David Gonzalez. He's a Marine veteran, Army veteran. No doubt his military training kicked in on this incident. He was the first to arrive on scene. His many years of military policing, but it was clear he did not miss a beat. He wasn't even assigned to work on that end of the city, but he made it there anyway. And that's what we expect from all our officers, to do the best they can to get in there. He was asked to assist the officer with CPR, and at one point took over direct compressions on the patient without a doubt. He helped save that man. So if anybody knows anything about CPR, I mean, you gotta get it done pretty quick, you can't stop. You gotta keep going. And if you've ever done CPR for 2 minutes on somebody, you are exhausted. Am I right? That's quite a bit of work. So that was that incident, and I got one more officer, he couldn't be here, but I want mayor and council to also know about this. And this is for Officer Cody Chapman. Again, he can't be here with us. He worked a 12-hour shift today, and he's home with his family now. But this was actually an overdose in the city, and these are getting kind of common all over the county and all over the nation, as a matter of fact. This is a young lady experiencing an overdose. He got there real quick. This was actually in F&M County, but we were so close to it that our officers actually went out. Anytime we're close to something, we're going. But he got there, and the young lady was going in cardiac arrest too. So he was able to begin chest compressions, and when she finally took a breath of air, was able to roll her over, and of course, she vomited right there, but she was alive. She got to a higher level of care where she's alive today, because of that officer. That's Officer Cody Chapman. And Mayor and Council, I'll present that to him when the chief gets back, but I want y'all to be aware of it as well. So, that concludes it. Thank you.
On behalf of our council, I want to thank our firefighters and our police officers, those who are recognized here tonight, and all of our officers and firefighters for what you do. And it's most encouraging to hear that our police officers are recognizing our firefighters and what they're doing. They work together well, and I appreciate what they're doing, and I think what we've heard here tonight indicates because of your actions, lives were saved. And there's not enough gratitude for that on our behalf and those lives that you saved. So thank you all. All right, we are still without a quorum, so I apologize. I don't know, we've got no notice one way or the other. I will tell you that if you are here tonight in regards to the Exley property, the Mill Creek Hunting Preserve property, we have 3 items on old business on that. We will have to take action because they were tabled in the meeting of May the 8th, but we don't have a quorum, so we can't take that action. However, the petitioner has requested to remove these petitions. So that there will be no action on those 3 items. So if you're here in regards to those items, just so you know, that petition is being withdrawn. So.
Excuse me, is that like withdrawn permanently? What is that mean?
The petitioner that this particular party who has requested this are withdrawing their petition.
So they were able to come back and offer it at any time?
Not them. I mean, it could be another, I mean, the property could change hands. So there could be something in the future, but as far as these folks are concerned, they're withdrawing their request.
Okay, I understand, thank you.
And the entire process would have to start itself over.
That's right.
For step 1. They would not be able to come back to this spot.
Yeah. Really, other items on our agenda all require action, which we're unable to take. We could hear from department heads as far as administrative reports. Mr. Dickey, is there anything else we can do other than that tonight?
No, sir.
All right. Well, I again, apologize to those of you who took the time to come tonight. You came because it was important, and I apologize that we were unable to address those items for you tonight. But with that, we'll go into administrative reports. Mr. City Manager?
Before we do that, can we just take our official roll call for the record?
Oh, absolutely, yes, sir. Well, I will officially call us to order here. I can see what time it is. All right, call us to order and roll call. Mr. Scott?
Here.
Mr. Brower? Mr. Blackwell? Here. Ms. Taylor? And Mr. Kirk? Here. So that by the roll call, we do not have a quorum of four, so. And so that being said, administrative reports.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. I just have a couple of things. I sent you guys an email last Friday, just regarding kind of a tentative outline for the upcoming budget season. If you guys don't mind, kind of taking a look at that and seeing how those dates work out for your schedule. Everything was pretty much consistent. We did ask to push back the planning retreat, so to speak, to the first week of August. Even with the possibility of looking at maybe doing it on a Saturday, if that's better for everybody's schedule. Just, if you don't mind taking a look at that and letting us know, Ms. Cartwright and I would like to get that information out to the department director so they can start working backwards from that end date. Just sometime this week would be ideal, once you take a look at that. We did get an email, I did forward it to you guys last week from the chamber. They're doing kind of a grand opening ceremony for the business center at the co-op, where their offices are now in Springfield. That is this Thursday, the 13th, from 5 to 6:30, I believe is the time there. And just to remind everyone that we do have our second annual rodeo on August 11th and 12th. We do have kind of a game planning committee tomorrow morning at 10 at City Hall. I'm sure if you all be available and wish to attend that. We're kind of putting our plan together to get that moving forward now. And also sent you all an email from our athletic coordinator that he has resigned his position. So we'll also be kind of working through some staffing issues there and get back to you guys on that email.
You have the positions posted already for that?
I don't, not yet, no, sir. I will get those posted tomorrow. That is all I have tonight, sir.
Any questions for Mr. Lynn?
Where are we with, the planning for picket fences?
I know our last conversation, Mr. Dickey and I were gonna work through it. He has some contacts there, and I'm not sure where that is right now. But if he's not ready for an update, he and I can get together and get you guys a.
We've talked about it quite some time. I mean, are we at a point where we can kind of include some of those folks at picket fences to get their opinion about stuff? Because I know we had a couple of options that we were looking at.
Well, my understanding from our conversation was that you were gonna have a meeting with the people from picket fences, like just a public meeting.
Yep.
Where you invited them and the rest of the public on what your proposal would be to rectify any issues with the roads system.
Can we get that set up in the next few weeks?
I sure can.
Maybe get some, I'd like to see like maybe we have all the addresses, mailing something to them instead of just posting something. I mean, we can post something as well, but.
And we can.
I wanna get max participation from them, because I wanna hear what they have to say.
I can ask Mr. Bowles if he'll be willing to assist as his meter readers are out. Maybe just kind of also doing the door hangers, letting people know as much info as we can get out.
You can mail, I mean, I'm fine with mailing something. I just wanna, I don't wanna put extra work on sending guests.
Yes, we will take care of that, yes, sir.
Any other questions? Police department report?
I think they ran away.
He's done, sir.
Yes, sir, Rebecca.
Any report for the council, for the public?
Well, let's see. We got 2 vehicles, being outfitted right now, Chevy Tahoes. And then we'll be just about updated our fleet to Chevy Tahoes. We got a police officer we'd like to hire soon. If we do, we'll be full staffed. And that's to be applauded because, I speak to some of my colleagues in other agencies and they're struggling. But council allowed us to start sending folks to the police academy. So I've been very selective in who I chose, and we chose right, I think we did. One of them's on duty tonight, young Marine, wanna be a police officer, so out of a lot of applicants, I chose him, and he's done well. That's about all the news I got for internally on the PD here.
Those are the last two vehicles that we had allocated for this year.
Yes, sir. Yeah, those are the last two right there. And we're gonna have, once those two come online, we'll be bumping down two 2019 Chargers with about 40,000 miles on them to the newer officers. The oldest car we'll probably have active in the fleet, other than spare vehicles that we desperately need to keep at this moment, is probably gonna be a 2014.
What's the mileage on that?
On the body, because we've had an engine block replacement on it under factory warranty. So I wanna say that one's got about 70,000 on it right now, 76,000, I wanna say. But those Chargers are a bear to keep operational in the heat. ACs, radiators blow up, to be determined on the Chevy Tahoe. Chicago has had success with them, so I suspect we will.
Any other questions for Lieutenant Thompson? Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fire department?
Mayor and council, I've submitted my report. If you have any questions, we have since filled one of our vacancies with our part-time employee. He's come on full-time. Meeting was gonna be kinda long tonight, so we wait till next meeting to introduce him to you. If that's all right.
Any questions for Chief Reed? Okay, thank you, sir. Building and zoning?
I have no report other than what I submitted in the packet.
Any questions for Ms. Lewis? Public Works?
Submitted a written report, liable for any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Bowles? You had a wastewater report in your packet. Finance?
Mayor, council, I'm still working with the, Matthew Haynes on the audit report, or the annual audit rather, testing some grants reporting, and we'll, you, like city manager said, we'll begin the process of budget, working with the department heads, and that's all I have to report.
Any questions for Ms. Cartwright? Golf course?
Everything is looking great, Mayor and Council. So we had a great July 4th weekend, which was really nice. So thanks to the finance team for updating some of the revenues that I sent y'all a couple of emails. And so I appreciate them doing that. So we're always a little bit behind until they're able to update our revenues. But had some rain today, so we had to shut down today, which is unfortunate, but hopefully that won't happen much more.
Will that impact your cart usage tomorrow, possibly?
It very well could. If we get any more, yes, sir. It will possibly be cart pack only. If it's, I don't think it'll be that bad, because I did see down number 1 today, I closed the course today to be walking only because number 1 was underwater. But when I left at 6:30 before I came over here, it was fine. So hopefully cart pack only would be good. Yes, sir.
Any questions for Mr. Bessinger?
Any issues with the fireworks, that happened on last week?
Interesting. So the young man who did the fireworks on July 4th, cleaned up pretty well. I would say it's probably as well as he could. There's still things that we were picking up, but nothing, I don't think, that is detrimental to mowers or anything, maybe minus 1 or 2 things. We did have someone else reach out who wanted to rent the range for New Year's Eve. So that is something that we'll have to get with Mr. Dickey on about the liabilities and everything there. But overall, July 4th was fine.
Thank you.
Sir.
Any other questions for Mr. Bessinger? Anything from council? One thing I would mention is that Mr. Dickey has done research. I know we're going to need to call for a special election to fill our vacant council seat. And I think there are 2 options for us. That information will be provided to us, and I would hope that maybe at our next council meeting, we'll be able to, announce a date for that special election. Anything else from council members?
Mr. Mayor, I just want to ask you guys, you all, do you want to look at doing a meeting next week for this agenda or shift all the items to the 24th? Because I don't know what items would be on the 24th at this point. We could have that agenda mimic this one and limit anything new outside of this agenda to minimize the time, but it's at the will of you guys at this point, if you want to do that.
I have plans to be out of town next.
And I will too.
That's it, that's the answer, that's it. Unless, what I'll inform staff of tomorrow is unless there's an emergency item, we'll minimize any additional items that'll get added to this agenda. And if it can wait, we'll push it to the first meeting in August. Anything new.
All right, anything else from council? All right, thank you, folks. I apologize that we weren't able to address the items you were here for, but we'll do that as quickly as we can. Thank you.
I didn't want to see it that way. The whole reserve thing. I didn't want to see it like that, but.
Oh, yeah.
Send me a message to me. Yeah, he's on. I'll send him a message.
So your next meeting's gonna be on the 24th then?
Yeah, he should be on. Yeah, get that. I'll message you too.
Wow. In that line.